Arian Decrito, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Zach, for today.
So, sino si Arian Decrito and what do you do for a living?
Okay. Si Arian ay isang housewife, 33 years old, and business owner here in Australia.
Paano ka napunta ng Australia?
Nag-aral ako dito sa Australia way back 2017. Nasa Thailand ako noon and I got the opportunity na mag-aral. Yun, ginawa kong stepping stone para makuha dito sa Australia.
Sa Pilipinas, anong natapos mo?
Graduate ako ng nursing. Pero sa Pilipinas kasi hindi ko siya napasa yung board. Lumipat ako ng konting direction into hospitality or hotel management.
Saan ka sa Pilipinas pala?
Taga Malolos, Bulacan.
Bulacan. Valenzuela ako, magkatabi lang tayo.
Malapit lang.
So, from Philippines, hindi ka nakapasa ng nursing. Pumunta ka ng Thailand. And then from Thailand, diretso na sa Australia?
Yes. Nagtrabaho muna ako sa Thailand ng 4 years. And then, sabi ko, gusto ko ng change. So, gusto ko talaga yung Australia before. But wala kaming pera that time. So, I was like, ipon muna ako ng pera. Tapos, ayun. Nakita ko yung opportunity sa Australia mag-aral. Ginrab ko yun that time.
So, student visa yung naging pathway mo. Anong year yun?
2017.
And that time, mahirap na ba pumasok? Kailangan na ba yung mga English test and show money?
Yes. That time, 2017, wala naman akong savings nun. Pero I took the risk talaga. Kasi sabi ko, kung hindi ako mag-risk, ano ba mangyayari sa akin? I'll be here lang, ganyan. Nag-IELTS ako. Nakapasa. And then, nakakuha ko ng COE sa school. And ayun, so on and so forth.
Bago ka naging business owner, ano yung mga naging trabaho mo dito sa Australia?
Dumating ako dito sa Australia, may konti lang akong savings. So, after 2 weeks, sabi ko, kailangan ko maghanap ng trabaho kasi yung buhay daw tuition after 3 months. Kasi alam mo naman sa Australia, pwede kang mag-ipon. I have savings pero hindi enough. Nagtrabaho ako sa, una-una kong trabaho, restaurant, front of staff.
And kamusta yung experience na yun?
Masaya kasi sabi ko, pareho lang naman yung ginagawa sa Thailand tsaka dito. Ang kaibahan, dito kasi, Australian accent. Meaning, a little bit of adjustment kasi nga, yung language nila is different sa Thailand.
So, yung sa accent ka nahirapan?
At first, even sa school. Pero na-adapt ko rin naman slowly.
Ano yung mga naging biggest challenges mo dito sa Australia?
I think makaka-relate lahat ng student is the first challenges is yung magbabayad ka ng tuition fee. Saan mo kukunin yung pera? Kasi dito sa Australia, lahat pinabayaran. Renta, transportation, pagkain, tuition fee. I think that's my biggest challenge way back nung nag-aaral ako, 2017.
And what did you do to make sure na you always have enough money to pay for tuition fee?
Tatrabaho lang ako. Tapos minsan may time na pag wala akong shift, hanap ako ng ibang work. Casual, ganyan. Kinukuha ko, ginagrab ko talaga. Walang time na hindi ako nag-work that time.
Okay, so you're a business owner and you own the Goddess Beauty Australia. Ano yung ginagawa ng business mo?
The Goddess Beauty Australia, online shop kami. Nagbebenta kami ng mga beauty products from the Philippines. So we import from the Philippines lahat ng mga trending sa Pilipinas. Watson products. Sometimes supermarket, yung mga request nila, dinadala namin sa Australia. I also do have the Thailand products. Galing sa Thailand yun, dinadala ko dito.
Ano yung mga sample products, yung mga top selling of all time?
Of all time, nung nagsimula ako, Brilliant brand. Yan yung mga Brilliant Rejuvenating Set. Kasi yung mga Pilipino, gusto nilang alagaan yung skin nila. Lotions, ayan. Kasi they love their skin, right? Me as well. Talagang gusto nila yung Filipino product pa din.
And how did you come up with this business? Kailan to dumating or ano yung nag-motivate sa'yo to start this beauty business?
Actually, matatawa ka, Zach, kasi nag-started during pandemic. If you guys remember yung mga mask, face shield, may parang shortage dito sa Australia. Tapos sa Pilipinas, nakita ko, ay, ang mura sa Pilipinas. Bakit kaya try kong idali dito kung kaya? So, I asked my mom, yung mami ko, sabi ko, pa-canvas naman ako sa Divisoria. Sabi ko gano'n. Tapos, nakita ko yung price. Tapos, I told my mom, sabi ko, pwede po bang pakidala dito sa Australia? Try niyo po sa DHL. Tapos, ayun, nakarating sa Australia, nakapagbenta ako. And natuwa ako kasi yung mga bibili, hindi ko naman kilala, pero bumibili sila sa akin. So, that's the idea kung bakit nag-start yung business. Sabi ko, masaya palang may ganito. As part-time, that time, sabi ko.
Paano mo siya binenta? Through online or...
Nag-post lang ako, do you know Pinoy's in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Doon ko siya pinost. So, ang daming Pilipino nag-message, naghanap ng face mask kasi they don't have. They really need that time kasi pandemic, right? They need it in the hospital, yung face shield din. So, ang daming bumili. I think I sold around 300 pieces. And for me, as a student that time, earning extra income, it's a big thing for me. Pambayad ng tuition, ng ganyan, bills. So, yun.
So, ilang years na yung business mo?
Right at the moment, kaka-anniversary lang namin, 4 years na kami in the
Wow.
business, yes.
So, nag-start siya ng 2020.
20, yes.
During pandemic talaga, no?
Yes, correct.
What's the biggest challenge naman of being a business owner, a wife, and a mom?
Siguro, I guess, yung time management. Kasi dati, ma-manage mo lang yung time sa business, sa partner ko, yun lang. Tapos, ngayon, it's different kasi meron na akong baby. So, priority ko is her. She's only 11 months. For me kasi, it's important pa rin yung priority mo sa family. May mga inquiries, may mga mag-i-inquire sa'yo, pero at the end of the day, family is priority for me.
Galing ka ba sa mayaman na pamilya?
Hindi. Hindi naman ako galing sa rich kid kung tawagin eh. Nasa middle lang kami. Yung tamang lang, may pagkain araw-araw. Hindi rin ako yung tipo na spoiled. Hindi ako ni-spoiled ng parents ko kasi tinuro nila sa amin kung paano kitain yung pera. Pinaghirapan yan. Hindi mo kailangan gastusin yan. And hindi ako yung tipo ng anak na, bili mo ko yan, bili mo ko nito. Hindi ako nung that time.
Meron bang business owner sa family? May mga negosyante ba?
Actually, yes. Yung mami ko. It's just a short story. Bago ako pumunta ng Thailand, ang mami ko kasi may business yan sa palengke, market. Nagtitinda ng baboy sa palengke. So, ako yung tumutulong sa kanya that time. So, I have the idea of the business.
Yeah, so yun nakatulong din. Kaya nag-start ka ng business kasi you grew up watching your mom as a business owner.
Actually, nagulat na lang ako kasi bigla na lang siyang lumabas naturally. Hindi ko siya pinilit na, I want to do some business, ganyan. Naisip ko na lang at the back of my mind, actually si mami business-minded yan ganon.
Meron bang time sa buhay mo dito sa Australia na walang-wala ka ng pera?
Yes. I guess yun yung na-student ako. Kasi hindi alam ng lahat. Hindi lang tuition fee yung binabayaran ko. Nagpapadala din ako sa Pilipinas. Kasi that time, yung daddy ko is may sakit. So, I feel like ako yung kailangan mag-step up that time. Ako nagpapadala for his medicine.
So, supporting your family.
Yes. I think every month, I have to send talaga. Kasi wala kaming pera kasi retired na yung daddy ko. Si mami may business, pero hindi naman ganun, kasya pang tustos dun sa pangangailangan ni daddy.
Ano yung nag-motivate sa'yo to leave your 9-to-5 job and to pursue yung pagiging business owner full-time?
Siguro una-una yung, I guess, time freedom. Kasi pag business owner ka, hawak mo yung time mo. Right? And I can see the potential kasi that time. Madaming nagtatanong, nag-i-inquire. And kaya nag-risk ako that time na why not gawin tong full-time?
So speaking of risk, what is the biggest risk you made here in Australia?
Siguro yung biggest risk ko is yung nilet go ko yung full-time job ko. Kasi yung full-time job, di ba, nandyan na yung income mo every week yung sweldo ko. Talagang nilet go ko yon. Pumikit ako, hindi ko alam kung ang mangyayari that time. Yan.
Magkano yung pinakamalaking kinita ng business mo in 1 year dito sa Australia?
In my 4 years in the business, merong time sa isang taon na kumita ako ng around 250,000 to 300,000.
Kailan yung time na yun?
Last year.
And what do you think the secret? Bakit siya kumita ng ganun kalaki?
Walang secret I guess consistency. kailangan maging consistent ka and kailangan you have a good customer service sa mga bumibili sa'yo. Hindi naman pwede kasi magsusungit ka, di ba? You have to attend their inquiries. You have to answer them. I think that's the key. And paulit-ulit mo yung gawin.
So 250 to 300k AUD for a small business owner like you, that's a lot. Ano yung mga sacrifices and hard work na natatandaan mo na you had to do?
Madami. Actually, hindi lang ako yung nag-sacrifice, yung partner ko din. Kasi hindi lang ako yun eh. Tinulungan din niya ako. Sacrifices, time. Minsan na hindi kayo lalabas as a couple. Kasi kailangan mong magbigay ng time sa business eh. Hindi naman pwedeng sasagot ka now, tapos later uli. Time talaga. And effort. Kasi hindi ganun kadaling dalin yung business dito. I have to do inventories, speak with my suppliers, and speak with my clients as well.
What do you think is the secret to the success of your business?
Personally, kasi ako yung tipo ng taong jolly. Parang nakikipag-usap ako sa client ko, sa customer ko. Parang sister ko lang sila. Chika-chika, ganon. I guess yun yung secret. Kailangan maging masaya ka lang sa ginagawa mo and happy. And I'm happy sa ginagawa ko at the moment.
That's very important. I agree with that kasi, as a business owner myself, pag yung client mo, they feel na you love what you do, you're very passionate about it. You don't have to be jolly all the time or happy, but as long as they can see na you're serious about it, then you can grow your business kasi they know na you care not only about the business but also about your clients.
Yes.
Ano yung naging biggest challenge sa business mo here in Australia?
Way back last December 2022, I can still remember nawala yung first page na may 25k followers na. Lahat ng clients ko, lahat ng conversation nandun, biglang nawala kasi nga with the restriction sa Facebook. Gumising ako nun, sabi ko, magre-reply na ako sa mga inquiries. Pagtingin ko, wala. Talagang as in, sabi ko, ano nangyari? Nahack ba to? Or something. Sabi ko, ba't ganun? Tapos kinontak namin yung Facebook support and all. Wala silang nagawa. So, the biggest challenge is, hindi ko sila makokontak. Anong gagawin ko? Yung base ko, back to zero. Yun.
So, what did you do? Anong solution yung ginawa mo to bring your business back up nung nawala yung Facebook page?
Kinontak ko sila isa-isa via email. Kasi they have the, information sa Australia Post. Isa-isa yun. I think around 5,000, inisa-isa ko yun. I-send. And tinext ko sila isa-isa. Can you imagine? Effort. Yan.
Wow. But you managed to get them all back naman.
Not really everyone. Kasi some people will think like, maybe she's a scam or she's copying the Goddess Beauty Australia. Kasi you have to think double eh. May the Goddess Beauty Australia na why you're contacting us.
So kaya naging 2.0 yung
Yes.
page mo.
Correct.
Right.
Kasi hindi ko na pwedeng the same. Yeah.
So existing pa din yung una? Nandun pa din ba? Or
Wala
nawala
na. Wala
Okay.
na talaga, as in. The Goddess Beauty is actually originally different name kasi dati nagla-live selling din ako. So this is the page that I'm using.
So now that you have a successful business, yung Goddess Beauty, how do you pay it forward? How do you give back to the community?
Ako kasi yung tipo ng taong ma-share, not only with my family, pero sa ibang tao. I am really, really proud kasi the Goddess Beauty Australia, last April lang, umuwi ako sa Philippines kasama ng husband ko, si Vish, and my baby. Nag-organize kami ng feeding program for 100 kids. Yun, kumain sila. Tinawag ko pa si Jollibee para sumayaw, para mapasaya sila. So, this is my way of paying it forward kasi wala naman ako dito kung hindi dahil sa mga taong sumuporta sa akin. So this is my way of giving to another, to kids na mapasaya ko sila kahit konti man lang.
Saan sa Pilipinas yun?
Sa sa Malolos,
Malolos,
San
Bulacan.
Vicente, yes.
Oh, and how did that make you feel? And also your husband after, giving back to the community? Ano yung naramdaman nyo?
He's really proud kasi the Goddess Beauty is just a small, small business in Australia way back 2020 na nag-start ngayon, nakakapag-feeding program na kami. Di ba nakaka-proud? Nakakatulong ka sa iba. Hindi mo naman kakilala pero nakaka-share ka ng blessings.
So what's your goal for your business in the next 3 to 5 years?
I guess the goal is to continue to innovate pa, maghanap pa ng more products, I guess. Lahat ng mga trending ipasok natin sa Australia. Second venture ko is, I guess, golds. Second one is gold.
Yeah.
The third one is studying into a derma.
Derma, yeah. So beauty
Here in
ulit.
Australia. Yes. Connected to each other.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. So may products ka na, plus derma ka pa.
Yes.
And then you're wearing gold.
Oh. Well,
Selling gold.
Selling gold,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, okay.
Selling gold.
Very good. So you always want to keep moving.
Yes.
Always want to grow and learn.
It's exciting, you know? It's a new venture. Pag-aaralan mo uli. And I'm excited. Kasi bagong venture. Mag-aaral ako uli. And it's connected to my bachelor degree in the Philippines.
Which is yung nursing.
Yes.
Yeah. What is the best investment you made so far here in Australia?
I guess yung bahay namin. Dati, nakikitira lang ako. Ngayon, may sarili na kaming bahay. 4-bedroom house. Meron na kaming binabayaran na bahay. Na masasabi namin sa amin.
Anong feeling na dumating ka student na akala mo, di ba? You're unsure kung future mo dito. Ngayon, you have a successful business, you have a family, you have a nice house. How does that make you feel?
I guess proud. One word is proud. Kasi dati, di ba, hindi naman ako nakapasa sa degree ko eh. Dati nga, malungkot ako kasi sabi ko, it's my way talaga na para kumita. Pero hindi naman pala ganun. Dinala ako sa ibang way para makarating ako dito sa Australia. And I'm so happy talaga na nangyari kasi a lot of sacrifice talaga bago makarating dito.
What's your advice sa mga Filipinos here in Australia na gustong mag-start ng sariling business nila?
My advice, small advice, hindi naman kasi ako yung big. Pero I have an advice for you guys. Sa mga nag-i-start pa lang o may idea, you have to research talaga sa gusto nyong pasukin. Research, tapos don't give up. Pag nag-start na kayo and you feel like failing, if you want to rest, but don't quit. Kasi hindi mo alam at the end of the day what will happen to you.
What's your advice naman sa mga Filipino in Australia na empleyado and they're trying to find a way to escape yung 9 to 5 nila and have their own business?
Advice ko para sa mga nagwo-work and gustong mag-venture ng business, again, mag-research bago pumasok sa venture. Huwag niyo munang i-let go yung full-time job nyo. Try to start first and see how you go.
Ano naman yung advice mo sa mga international student na nangangarap dito sa Australia? Hindi nila alam yung future nila, hindi nila alam kung may magiging PR sila. Yeah, now you're a successful business owner, naging student.
Yep.
What's your advice to them?
Sa mga kakasimula pa lang, kakarating pa lang, ang advice ko, magbaon kayo ng madaming pasensya, patience sa English. Kasi dito sa Australia, kailangan malakas ang loob mo and hindi ka mag-give up. Kasi malayo tayo sa pamilya natin, as you know, patience talaga. Tsaka tuloy-tuloy lang. At the end of the day, may mararating tayo, for sure.
Okay. So last, ano yung advice mo sa mga Pilipino dito sa Australia na they're scared to take the risk to become a business owner?
Huwag kayo matakot mag-risk. Kasi we only have, I guess, one life. Why not take a risk? Kung wala namang mawawala sa inyo, i-risk nyo. Malay nyo, what if, di ba, maging successful kayo?
Arian Decrito, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Zach, for this today.